Welcome back, dear students. Now in this lecture we are going to start chapter 3rd, osmosis. So in the previous lectures we already studied diffusion, imbibition, and next to this is the osmosis. So the diffusion, imbibition and osmosis, these are the physiological process concerned with the uptake of water. So these processes are involved in the plant water relation. So the third one process, that is the osmosis, we are going to study in this lecture. Introduction. Osmosis is a fundamental physiological phenomenon in plants. It is involved in water absorption, translocation of nutrients in cells, etc. It is a special type of diffusion. Osmosis involves the movement of water through a differentially permeable membrane from an area where it is in high concentration to an area where it is in low concentration. So like the diffusion, osmosis also plays an important role in water absorption and translocation of the nutrients in cell. Osmosis is called as a special type of diffusion where there is the movement of water through a differentially permeable membrane from an area where it is in high concentration to an area where it is in low concentration. So in osmosis there is the movement of solvent only or the water only, while in case of diffusion, the diffusion involves the movement of solid, liquid and gaseous molecules from the region of its high concentration to the region of its low concentration. Here in osmosis there is only the movement of water through a differentially permeable membrane. This movement of the water takes place from the region of its high concentration to the region of its low concentration. Means the water concentration, it is important. The water has to be moved from high water concentration to the area of low water concentration. So this is a osmosis where the movement takes place through a differentially permeable membrane. Osmosis is also called as osmotic diffusion because it is a special type of diffusion where there is a movement of water through a differentially permeable membrane. It is a phenomenon of diffusion through a semi-permeable membrane. Definition of osmosis. When two solutions of different concentration are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane, the diffusion of water or solvent takes place from the solution of lower concentration to the solution of higher concentration until a state of dynamic equilibrium is attained. Here is the movement of the solvent. So solvent movement takes place from the region of its high concentration to the region of its low concentration. Suppose if we divide two solutions of different concentration by means of a semi-permeable membrane. So one solution having a low concentration and the other solution having the high concentration. The solution which is low concentrated means it possesses more solvent than solute, while the solution which having high concentration possesses more solute and less water. So low concentrated solution having more water while the high concentrated solution having less water in comparison between this. So here the movement of water takes place from the solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration, because in the solution of low concentration there is more water while the solution of high concentration contain less water. So here water movement takes place from obviously from the region of its high concentration to the region of its low concentration. But if we divide two solutions of different concentration by means of a semi-permeable membrane, then the diffusion of water or solvent takes place from the solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration until a state of dynamic equilibrium is attained. So here in this definition we take the example of two solutions of different concentration, and here we are studying the movement of water or the diffusion of water or solvent. So if you see this, when two solutions of different concentrations are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane, then the diffusion of water or solvent takes place from the solution of lower concentration to the solution of higher concentration, and this movement of the water takes place until a state of dynamic equilibrium is attained. So this is osmosis. So here osmosis is the phenomenon of the diffusion takes place when two solutions of different concentration are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane. Here the movement of water or the solvent takes place from the solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration, and this goes on until a state of dynamic equilibrium is attained. This is called as osmosis. Actually, it is observed that the diffusion of the solvent takes place both ways across the membrane, but the diffusion of solvent is more from the solution of low concentration or a lesser concentration to that of the higher concentration. Here in osmosis, there is a movement of the solvent takes place from the solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration, but actually it has been observed that the diffusion of the solvent or the water takes place both ways across the membrane, but the diffusion of solvent is more from the solution of low concentration to that of the high concentration. Thus in osmosis, three conditions are required. One is the semi-permeable membrane, second is the concentration of the solution, and third is the concentration gradient. Gradient means difference, so it plays an important role. So in osmosis, concentration of solution, concentration gradients and semi-permeable membranes plays an important role. So osmosis we can define as when two solutions of different concentrations are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane, then the diffusion of water or solvent takes place from the solution of lower concentration to the solution of higher concentration until a dynamic equilibrium is attained. So this is called as osmosis. So in osmosis, semi-permeable membrane, concentration of solutions and concentration gradients plays an important role. Next, so this is the types of solution. So before going to study the types of solution, here we are going to study how the solutions has been prepared. So for the preparation of the solution, two things are required. One is the solute, another one is a solvent. So solution is a homogeneous mixture of two substances, that is solute and solvent. When we put some solute in the solvent, the solute particles get dissolved in the solvent and it forms a homogeneous mixture of these two substances that we call it as a solution. So solution is a homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. What is a solute? Solute, it is the substance that being dissolved and present in less amount. While solvent, it is the substance doing the dissolving, who dissolved the solute, it is the solvent and present in larger amount. So solutes are the substances that being dissolved, while solvents are the substances which dissolving the solute or doing the dissolving. Such substances are called as the solvent. Solutes are present in lesser amount while the solvent present in larger amount. When we mix solute in the solvent, it forms a homogeneous mixture that we call it as a solution. Solutes and solvents may be of any form of matter, that is solid, liquid or gas. Different types of solutions have different chemical properties. The concentration of a solute in a solution is a measure of how much of that solute is dissolved in the solvent, and on the basis of the concentration of the solute in a solution, solutions are categorized as hypotonic, hypertonic and isotonic. So the concentration of the solution has been determined by the concentration of the solute in a given volume of the solvent. So when we put the solute particles in a solvent, it forms a homogeneous mixture that we call it as a solution. Now if we see the concentration of the solution, so the concentration of the solute in a solution is a measure of how much of that solute is dissolved in the solvent, and on the basis of the concentration of the solute in a solution, solutions are categorized as hypotonic solution, hypertonic solution and isotonic solution. So these are the three types of the solution: hypotonic, hypertonic and isotonic. Hypo means below, hyper means high or above, and isotonic means that possess equal quantity of solute and solvent. So here one by one we are going to study the types of solutions. So the first one type, it is the hypotonic solution. So the hypotonic solution is the solution which contain more solvent than solute. Hypo means below, low concentrated solution. So such solution contain more solvent than the solute. For example, in purified water, there is almost no solutes dissolved in the solvent. So such water, it is the hypotonic solution that possess almost very negligible amount of solutes dissolved in the solvent. So hypotonic solution is the solution which contain more solvent than solute. So in this figure we can see here, these are the solvent molecules and these are the solute molecules. So if we see the amount of solute and the solvent in this hypotonic solution, here it contain more amount of solvent molecules than the solute molecules. So hypotonic solution contains more solvent than the solute. Okay. Next type is the hypertonic solution, the solution which contain more solute than solvent. It contain more solute, opposite to the hypotonic solution. The hypertonic solutions contains more solute than solvent. For example, a lot of salt if you dissolve in a water, so such solution is a hypertonic solution, the solution which contain more solute than solvent. So here in this diagram we can see this, the hypertonic solution where it possesses more solute. Here it possesses more solute than the solvent. So the amount of solute if you see in the hypertonic solution, it is more than the solvent. So such solution is called as hypertonic solution. Now the isotonic solution, the solution in which the solutes and solvent are equally distributed. Here in this figure we can see, this is the solvent molecule, these are the solute molecules, and if you count the number of solute and solvent, they are equally distributed. So the solutions in which the solvent and solutes are equally distributed, such solution is called as the isotonic solution. So in a plant cell, it normally wants to remain in a isotonic solution where the concentration of liquid inside the cell equals to the concentration of the liquid outside of it. So a cell in the plant likes to remain in a isotonic solution where the concentration of liquid inside and the outside of the cell is same. Okay, so such solution is called as isotonic solution where the solute and solvents are equally distributed. So these are the types of solutions: hypotonic solution, hypertonic solution and isotonic solution. Okay. Then the mechanism of osmosis. As you know that the osmosis, so when two solutions of different concentration are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane, then the diffusion of solvent or the water takes place from the solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration until a dynamic equilibrium has been attained. So to explain this, here we are going to study the mechanism of osmosis. So this word mechanism gives the idea regarding how the particular phenomenon has been occurred. It gives the answer of a question how osmosis takes place in the plant. So that can be explained with the help of a mechanism. So here we are going to study the mechanism of osmosis. In osmosis, the movement or the diffusion of solvent takes place from a solution having high concentration of solute to a solution having low concentration of solute through a semi-permeable membrane or selectively permeable membrane like the plasma membrane, tonoplast, etc. So here some difference has been seen in the definition and these sentences given here, but the meanings are same. What happen here? Low concentrated solution contain less amount of solute and more amount of solvent, while high concentration solution consists of more amount of solute and less amount of solvent. So in osmosis, the movement of the water or the solvent takes place from a solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so here if we separate the two solutions of different concentration by means of a semi-permeable membrane or selectively permeable membrane like the plasma membrane or tonoplast, then the movement of water takes place from the solution of low concentration to the solution of high concentration. This movement of solvent is always along the concentration gradient. So here the movement takes place, here the solvent movement takes place in the osmosis. So if you see the difference in the concentration of the water, that is the solvent, we compare two solutions, low concentration and high concentration. Low concentrated solution contain more solvent, so concentration of water in low concentrated solution is more, while high concentrated solution consists of less amount of solvent or water. Here the concentration of water is less, so the movement of the solvent or the water is always along the concentration gradient from high concentration to the low concentration. In other words, osmosis is the diffusion of water from weak solution into the strong solution, but through a semi-permeable membrane. So here we need to separate the weak solution and the strong solution by means of a semi-permeable membrane. Then the diffusion of water takes place from weak solution into the strong solution through a semi-permeable membrane. Osmotic pressure is responsible for the movement of the solvent through the semi-permeable membrane, which is proportional to the concentration of the solute molecules in a given amount of solvent. So the osmotic pressure development, it depends on the concentration of the solute molecules in a given amount of the solvent, because this osmotic pressure is responsible for the movement of the solvent through the semi-permeable membrane, and the osmotic pressure development is depends on the concentration of the solute molecules in a given amount of the solvent. So one can say osmotic pressure is proportional to the concentration of the solute molecules in a given amount of solvent. To demonstrate the osmosis, here we are going to carry out one experiment. Suppose here take a U-shaped tube. So here the shape of the tube is like the alphabetical letter capital U. So I said it is a U-shaped tube, and in the middle of this tube fix a semi-permeable membrane. So here is the semi-permeable membrane that has been fixed in the middle of a U-tube. Now fill the left limb of the U-tube. So here is the left limb, that is the capital A. It has been filled with a 10 ml of 5% sugar solution, while the right limb of the here some confusion. Here the right limb of the U-tube, that is the capital A, that has been filled with a 10 ml of 5% sugar solution, while the left limb of the U-tube, that is the capital B, is filled with a 10 ml of 10% sugar solution. So the conditions required for osmosis is that there are two solutions of different concentration and they has been separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane. So such condition we created here in a U-tube experiment, where in the middle of the U-tube we fix a semi-permeable membrane, and right arm of the U-tube, it has been filled with a 10 ml of sugar solution. Here the volume of solution on the both sides of the semi-permeable membrane, it is same 10 ml, here also 10 ml, but the concentrations are different. On the right side, on the right arm of the U-tube, that is capital A, here we filled 10 ml 5% sugar solution, while the left arm of the U-tube has been filled with a 10 ml of 10% sugar solution. Here the concentration difference is on the A side 5% sugar solution and on the B side there is 10% sugar solution. Here the two solutions are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane. Now we are going to study the water movement, that is the osmosis. The water molecules will diffuse freely across the semi-permeable membrane from tube A into B. The level of solution in arm B will increase because of the water has been moved from A to the B. Because on the A side, the concentration of water is more because the solution is low concentrated, means it possesses more solvent than solute. Here the left arm, that is the B arm, contain 10% sugar solution. So here the water concentration is less as compared to the A arm. Okay, so the water will start to move from A arm to the B arm through a semi-permeable membrane. So due to which the level of solution in arm B will increase. So here after some time we can see the movement. Here is the original level of the water. After movement, the level of the solution in B arm has been increased because of the osmosis takes place from arm A into arm B, because arm A contain low concentrated solution and arm B contain high concentration solution. Here we say that osmosis is the movement of the solvent or the water through a semi-permeable membrane along the concentration gradient. So it move from low concentration solution to the high concentration solution. Continue to this demonstration of osmosis. Thus the right limb has 95% of water. Here the concentration of solution is 5%, means it contain 5% solute and 95% of water, while the left limb has 90% water, means the concentration solution is 10% sugar solution, means it possesses 10% sugar and 90% water. So here if we consider the concentration of the solution in terms of water, so the right limb has 95% of water and the left limb has 90% water. So the difference is 5%. After some time, water molecules from right limb or arm will move into the solution in the left limb. So due to this difference in the water concentration, here right limb 95% water, left limb 90% water. So water will move from right limb into the left limb, that is from A arm to the B arm. So after some time, water molecules from right limb will move into the solution in the left limb. As a result of the diffusion of water, the level of the solution in the right limb will increase, and this will causing lowering of concentration in the right limb. If you put the solvent in a solution, it reduces its concentration, it lowers the concentration of the solution. So when the water has been moved from right side to the right limb to the left limb of the U-tube, this will cause lowering of the concentration in the right limb and the level of the water in the left limb. Level of water in left limb has been lowered, has been reduced because of the movement of water from right limb into the left limb. Okay. As you may recall, membrane that allows water or solvent to pass freely but prevents passage of solute is called as a semi-permeable membrane. So semi-permeable membrane allows only the movement of solvent or water, but it do not allow to pass the solutes. So such membranes are called as semi-permeable membrane. So these membranes allows water or solvent to pass freely but prevents movement or prevent the passage of solutes. So such membranes are called as semi-permeable membrane. And the diffusion of water or any solvent through a semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Continue to this. Thus, from the above description, it can be concluded that in general, three conditions are required for osmosis. One is the strong solution, another one is a weak solution or a water, and the third one is a semi-permeable membrane between these two solutions, that is strong solution and weak solution. So these three conditions are required for osmosis. When two solutions of different concentration, that is strong and weak solution, are separated by means of a semi-permeable membrane. So these are the conditions for osmosis. Osmosis is thus a diffusion of water or solvent into the solution or from a weak solution into a strong solution. Truly semi-permeable membranes are rare and hence some diffusion of solute also takes place. These membranes are hence called as selectively or differentially permeable membrane. Okay. True semi-permeable membranes means these membranes strictly allows only the solvent or water but prevents the entry of solute molecules. Such membranes are semi-permeable membranes. But truly semi-permeable membranes are rare because some diffusion of solute or the trespass of the solutes also takes place through the semi-permeable membranes. So these membranes are called as selectively or differentially permeable membranes. Now the osmotic pressure. So as you know that the osmotic pressure development depends on the concentration of the solute in a given amount of the solvent. So in the above YouTube experiment, as a result of the separation of the solution from its solvents or the solutions by the semi-permeable membrane, a pressure developed in the solution due to the presence of dissolved solutes in it. This is called as osmotic pressure. And because of the osmotic pressure, there is rise in the level of the liquid in the B arm or the limb of the U2. So the development of the osmotic pressure depends on the concentration of the solute in the given amount of the solvent, and the pressure developed in the solution due to the presence of dissolved solutes in it, this is called as osmotic pressure. And because of this osmotic pressure, the level of the liquid in the B arm of the U-tube has been increased. The development of osmotic pressure is the result of difference in the diffusion pressure of water molecules on the two sides of the semi-permeable membrane. Here we see in the right arm the diffusion pressure of water, it is more than the left arm. So the development of the osmotic pressure is the result of the difference in the diffusion pressure of water molecules on two sides of the semi-permeable membrane. The concentration of the water in the A arm or the limb is 95%. So say diffusion pressure is 95 units, while the concentration of water in the left B limb is 90%. So diffusion pressure will be 90 units. So this difference in the diffusion pressure of water can cause the development of the osmotic pressure or is responsible for the development of the osmotic pressure. So here in the above YouTube experiment, here we seen the A arm possesses 95% of the water. So here we can say diffusion pressure is 95 units, while the concentration of the water in the left B arm is 90%. So diffusion pressure of the water will be 90 units. So this difference in the diffusion pressure of water is responsible for the development of osmotic pressure. Because of the difference in the diffusion pressure in the two limbs of the U tube, more water will diffuse into the B limb and causing rise in the level of liquid in it. Here, thus osmotic pressure is also known as diffusion pressure deficit, in short DPD. So the rise in the level of liquid in the B arm occurs due to the difference in the diffusion pressure in the two arms or the limbs of U tube. Here on the A side, on the A arm, the diffusion pressure is 95 unit. In the B arm, it is 90 units. So this difference in the diffusion pressure in the two limbs or the arm of U tube, because of which more water will diffuse into the B limb or arm, and that is responsible for rise in the level of liquid in it. Thus, osmotic pressure is also known as diffusion pressure deficit. Here are some salient features of osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure of a particular solution is always higher than its pure solvent. So osmotic pressure development depends on the concentration of the solute particles in a given amount of the solvent. So the osmotic pressure of a particular solution is always higher than the pure solvent, than its pure solvent. Suppose here, for the preparation of 10% sugar solution, what we require? We require 10 gram of sugar that has been dissolved in 100 ml of water. So sugar is the solute and water is the solvent. Suppose if we compare the osmotic pressure of this 10% sugar solution and its solvent, that is the water, obviously the osmotic pressure of a 10% sugar solution, it is always higher than its pure solvent, that is the water. So same statement has been made. Osmotic pressure of a particular solution is always higher than its pure solvent. Second thing, it is directly proportional to the concentration of dissolved solute in the solution, because osmotic pressure depends on the concentration of the dissolved solutes. So osmotic pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of dissolved solutes in the solution. Higher the concentration of the solution, higher will be its osmotic pressure, because it depends on the concentration of dissolved solutes in the solution. Osmotic pressure is measured in terms of atmospheres. It does not increase by the addition of insoluble solutes in the solution, because osmotic pressure depends on the concentration of dissolved solutes in the solution. So it does not increase by the addition of insoluble solutes, because such solutes are not getting dissolved in the solvent. So osmotic pressure does not increase by the addition of insoluble solutes in the solution. Osmotic pressure is usually denoted by the symbol psi and is measured by Pfeffer's osmometer. It is denoted by the symbol psi and is measured by Pfeffer's osmometer. So these are the silent features of the osmosis. So this is all for today. In the next lecture, we will study the types of osmosis. Thank you.